the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Take the
Well, I think they may have lost their mind now. Hi everyone, I am Christian the Crusader Shriver, and welcome back to P10 Racing TV, where we're live here tonight at Daytona International Speedway with Pushing Limits Racing League's Dallaras Indy cars. Yes, you heard me say that right. Whose bright idea was it to give these cars this track to run on? Anyway, we'll find out in a minute. We're going to talk about this one here as we go along here. Here's your track tech talk for the evening tonight. These drivers are arriving on some pretty consistent wind patterns, controlled air here tonight. Well, it looks pretty good. We'll see if that plays into a bit of a factor here as we get settled down and get ready for tonight's action. Here's how we start them on the pole. It's going to be Matthew Hoffer in the 28. He'll be on the outside with Miss Chantel, the throttle bottle, in the 5. Run number 2, it's Keith Checkmate Taylor in the 08. Is outside Bob Hutchins in the 77. Run number 3, it's Robert the Rattlesnake Gone, and that 21 is outside the closer, Cindy Taylor in the 07. Run number 4, it's Jeffrey Oakes in the 20 is outside Dustin Stoneacre in the 66. Run number 5, Noah Healy in the 84 is outside 69 of Nick Kern. Run number 6 is going to be Mr. Warren Young, and the number 1 is outside the 88 of Tori Thompson, and your final starter is Jeffrey Todd Tufts, and that's 72 to round out your field for this race. And if you couldn't tell, I am not very confident about this race, because this is probably one of those tracks, one of those cars that I wouldn't even have thought in your right mind you would ever put these many drivers of this thing on here to begin with. But hey, we're here, so we're gonna do it. We got paid to do this, so we're just gonna call the race as we see it. I can tell you right now, I'm just shaking my head right now in my new studio we have down here in Daytona International Speedway. Thankfully, they gave me a new chair and a whole new set of pedals here to work with if I ever got on the track and race with. So thanks, Fanatec. But nevertheless, folks, they are getting round up, getting set up here for tonight's action. It's going to be a little bit tricky figuring out who's who, so we're going to go ahead and just go along the list here. I'll show you the drivers lineup here. We're going to go ahead and do the chase cam on them. So you will see Hofford there. You'll see Chantel there in that what we call it, we give it a gravedigger scheme there. You see the all black there, Bob Hutchins. There is kind of the U.S. Air Force afterburner, I'm going to call it, of Keith Checkmate Taylor. the GoDaddy.com 07. You can probably guess what kind of tribute that is to. And then you got the Texaco 21 machine there, Robert the Rattlesnake Khan. Another kind of interesting scheme there for Nick Kern. The 66 Dustin Sornaker. Noah Healy in the 84. And then that 88 of Torrey Thompson. Warren Young in the 1 DHL. Todd Tufts in the 72. And then Jeffrey Oaks in the back. And then number 20 as we get to the green flag flying high in the air. We're underway. Alright, I've got a little side bet right now with the producers. We're gonna have, oh, no, never mind. That went haywire. Precautions out. Oh, man. I didn't even get 2 minutes to talk, and these guys are already wrecking down here for crying out loud. Ouch, ouch, and ouch. And, yeah, you can see it right there. Cindy probably not too happy about that little wreck she just got into. Let's take a look at the replay here and find out what happened. I barely just got started talking about this race, and the next thing you know, they're already crashing. There was a 3-wide salute off the start. Who does that on these cars? Looks like Keith Checkmate Taylor starts it up. For the chopper cam. Yep, he kind of gets in there, and then sending the call to Taylor, and it looks like, well, Keith goes for a ride. Or not Keith, excuse me, that would be Warren Young. Went for a little bit of a ride there, or no, that wasn't Warren Young either. I'm trying to figure out who that was in the red machine. Oh, that's 28, Matthew Hoffer. He's at the target machine. All right, well, apparently he had a big target on his back out of the gate because he just got sent for a ride. And that was the PTF Instant Replay, and if you haven't already noticed, I'm probably not going to take this too seriously. I swear on my grave, I'm going to try to be, unbiased and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, this is going to be a nightmare if it's anything like what we just saw a minute ago. I'm sorry, guys. Stanley Chadwick saying, yo, 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 Crusaders in the house. I'm saying, gonna be some flyers tonight, Hang 10. Thanks for tuning in, Stanley. Rodney Christian, this is going to be an interesting race tonight. Yeah, it definitely will. This is, lack of a better words, probably not the smartest track to put these things on. Now, granted, Indy's not much better in my opinion, and come at me, race fans, I'm sorry, but I cannot get into life me for these Dallaras. I always wanted to see these guys in action and see how they were, but when I was watching them in practice, man, oh my lord, this was a nightmare. They were wrecking so bad, they had a hard time controlling the cars and keep them under control. There were 40 laps here tonight, man. I honestly am trying to figure out if they're going to be able to hold on. I know I might have to sprinkle in a few jokes here and there just to keep the entertainment levels flowing a little bit, but right now your lineup consists of one of the four Canadians we have here tonight. It's Bob Hutchins, the 77, and then Chantel, the throttle paddle. One driver coming from the Canadian side of the Rock section, and the other, well, from the Rock as well. And of course, Noah Healy kind of riding in the back. He's also from the old Rock as well, in the Canadian style. And then Todd Tufts in the old 172 machine. You can see back in the pack here. He's got a little bit of work to do down there. Well, tonight as we go along with the race here, we will have our chopper cam, but we also have a new camera going around here too. That is the drone cam. The drone cam, of course, going around here, kind of sneaking around a little bit, having a little bit of fun with some of these drivers. See, it comes in different shapes and forms, can move around all the way we want it to. And actually, if you take a close look at that little number right there, you can see that actually does say the number to where they are at in position. The transponders on there actually count the lap and count where they're actually on this position. So when you see 04, 05, 06, 07, so on and so forth, that is what you'll be seeing throughout the night. And you can see 12th right now, sitting the closer Taylor. A little bit behind right now. She'll have to work a little bit on that one, but it looks like she'll go a lap back as long as things get all under control here, but it will be a minute or two before they even get that done. Stanley Chadwick saying, will they get 40 laps before time runs out? Well, as my grand would once say, the only way to find out is to test that. So the only way to know for sure is to get this race going a little bit. We're on lap 5 of 40 on the restart. Currently, we've already used up about 4 minutes of the hour time slot. And the reason why it's an hour time slot is because the drivers know here in Pushing Limits we do have another league coming up after this, with our friends over in the Fast and Fun IROC series, and you will be seeing those guys tonight as well on the show. They'll be driving down to Pocono this time around, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. Should be an interesting one. But nevertheless, we are still here down at Daytona International Speedway with the Legacy Dallaras. These are just bad, fast machines. They are, producers come at me for saying this, I don't care, but they are batshit crazy. It's the best way I can explain it. These things are fast, they are hard to control, and for a guy on me that's usually generally using a Logitech G29 wheel, let's just say trying to hold a line with them could be easier said than done. You really do need that Formula One style wheel that these cars are built for and designed with in mind. It really does make a difference. So I'll line them around out of turn 4. This time around we're going green flag racing here. Cindy the Closer Taylor, the only one down a lap or two here. Gonna have some time to work with, try to get this figured out a little bit later on as we're getting set for the position off the line through the chicane. Green flag flies back on out. We're back underway. Now, can they get a good restart on this? Well, that's going to be my first question. Can they hold the line and not get out of control? Well, it seems like they got something dialed in a little bit. They think that we're working way out of turn 2. A little bit of a spattle here up to the front. Bob Hutch is having to go around there with Chantel Throttle Pottle as that butt kicker to Fanatec machine comes around. The Dirty Mo Media machine on the outside moving in there. Bob Hutchins way down low. Here comes the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. He's no stranger to plate races. But I wouldn't get too close up there. Oh, a little bit of trouble back there. Big problems. Caution's out again. And Noah Healy goes into the infield there. We were so close to getting a whole lap in. Gosh darn it. I thought they'd get a whole lap in, folks. I can't believe it. They done did it again, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and take a look at the BTM instant replay. I mean, at this point, they might as well make this an Enduro right now. This is about what it feels like to be. Let's see what happens here down turn 3 here. Let's see. He looks like the green. I believe that is. That gives Nick Kern a tap and a half there. Healy tries to avoid it and backs off and ends up tagging the wall. Actually saved the car up pretty good there considering everything. Well, that was a BTM instant replay. Not sure who was in the green car there. Oh, Keith Checkmate Taylor did come to a wreck there, so that was the reason for that caution going out. It looks like I finally figured out who the green car is. It's our old friend Sparky, Dustin Sonaker down there. Sparky. Gotta know when to hold him and to fold him, baby. Nah, he don't know any better. He's just gonna run this race around here and just send it. That's what he's gonna do. Well, for those that are tuned in so far with us, first off, thank you for tuning on in. Appreciate your support. If you're catching the replay on YouTube here, thank you again for tuning out. Come on by. Now, to be honest and fair with you guys, like I said, this series and this race was kind of just, they decided to come up with the season by basically trying something new, trying something completely different that really no one else thought of or tried to do around here, which is to put cars on tracks that really they don't belong or they shouldn't be, but they wanted to have a little bit of fun with them. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, why are they not at Talladega, though, where, you know, they actually would make sense? Well, the reason for that is because they already ran Talladega. I believe they already ran with the, I believe it was either with the Truck Series or the Xfinity. I think it was Xfinity they ran them there. They ran something over there. I can't remember for the life of me what they ran now. Hold on a minute. Producers, give me the phone book, give me the numbers out here. I want to find out what we had exactly that they ran. I'm very curious now. Alright, producers are getting down to work here. They are letting me know where we were at, and it was race number 1. Okay, it was the 87s we ran down there. So it was the Thunderbird and the Monte Carlo we ran down Talladega. Honestly, a pretty interesting race there when we had them out there. But I will say this, if I had to choose either one, I would have said probably I'd actually prefer these over those cars. For one reason, on Talladega anyway. At least there, you can control how those things handle. And you have a little bit more breathing room there with these things. But I will say with the Monte Carlo and the Thunderbird, man, they are great short track cars actually. They're a lot of fun to run there. I have a blast running those things over at Phoenix or running them around Homestead sometimes, man. They can be fast and furious, but they are a lot of fun to figure out once you got them dialed in. But obviously tonight they're running the Dallaras. They have already done their little race with the 87s, so still not fully sure on the history of these cars and everything, so I can't really give you guys a brief history or anything about these or Formula 1 style cars. The only thing I can really tell you is the way that these cars were designed and the way the aerodynamics is set is that really they were more designed to run on the road course style, obviously, because of their lower package and aerodynamics. They were more designed to run on the lower end of the spectrum. They are more purposely built for that kind of stuff and that kind of run. And as we go on board here with Nick Kern, we're going to show you what it looks like on the inside there. Here's a look at it here, and you can just see this. This is what the drivers are going to be dealing with all night long. They're going to have this track view and everything. And the one nice thing, though, is that the clutch is actually not on the bottom of the pedals where the clutch is and where everything else is. It's actually on the steering wheel itself. So if you look on your Logitech G29 or you looked on, you know, any T150 or T300, you will know that actually that there is. Oh, whoa, hold on. What the heck happened to Todd Tufts here? He goes into pit road. What happened to him? Okay, what happened to Todd here? We gotta figure this out before they go green flag here. What the heck happened? Now they're crashing on the start, for crying out loud. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Robert Kahn slows up big time. Current's trying to just move around and get a little thing two going, and Todd loses the whole rear end of the spoiler back there when he gets hit. Well, that's a darn shame, and that's honestly not the way that's supposed to happen there. But looks like they have thrown another caution out. The race officials are saying, hold on a minute, you can't just be wrecking each other on the start. You gotta make sure you stay in line. So as I was saying though, if you look, like I say, look on your T300s or if you do have the Logitech Club Sport Edition wheel, they do have these little paddles right behind the steering wheel mechanism itself. And what that does is basically for cars like these is it basically lets you shift in gear without having to use a stick shifter, or as we call it, the H-pattern shifters. The reason why that they're built like that is because, well, there's not really a lot of room in those cars. They're very tight and compact, hence the idea of the aerodynamics of the car and so much speed they carry around. They are wild, they're a madness, and they're insanity, and frankly, in my opinion, I'm still kind of stunned that they're even going to try to play this game with these things. But I mean, hey, they get at least, I made this little bet though with the producer. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I made this little bet. I said point blank, I don't know if they can actually get 5 straight laps with these things and go side by side for at least 2 of those. I don't think they can. My side bet right now currently is winning me an extra $5 because currently they haven't been able to do that. But again, nothing on these drivers. I love and respect all of them, and that's the only reason I'm having a little bit of fun with this one right now. So this is the only reason I'm not as professional as I usually am. So just keep that in mind, folks. So Todd Tufts still in pit road. The damage done up on that rear spoiler. I'm interested to see if they will let them continue to race. And they're going to give them one more lap, it looks like. You can see the drivers though getting a little bit antsy down there. They're not exactly happy they have to stay out for the second caution when the laps are winding down already. But to be honest with you, if they were to go the full race with just cautions, I actually think they'd be under the time limit. It'd be about 40 minutes in total. Right now, the last lap they had around in total was about almost 2 minutes, with 1 minute 51 seconds 64. So if you do that and then you times 2 minutes by 30. Okay, I take it back. Yeah, they actually would be going to a 30. So, well, it's worth a shot. It's okay. Yeah, that'd be past an hour. So if they don't get things going right now, they're not going to finish this. Todd's still in pit road. No, he is finally getting back out there. Looks like he finally got damage cleaned up and everything, but he's going to be a lot of laps down. I can't think that's going to sit well with him, much less feel well to him in this case. See a little bit of damage there on Matthew Hofford. He is missing the right front wing there on the spoiler, on the front end of that. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to get that to work in his favor or work to his disadvantage. In my opinion, if you don't have that front spoiler on there, though, that's going to hurt you. So the wing is gone, and unfortunately, it looks like on the restart, he's going to have to be very, very careful about that because that momentum will dissipate too. Looks like we're finally getting ready to get back to the green flag here. Here we go, lead him down the front stretch. Right out of the gate, immediately off the spot here. Bob goes the outside, wants a run there on the throttle. Chantel yet to bend to victory lane, I believe, in pushing limits racing league for quite some time. She's been at this game for a long time, though. She knows what it takes to win. Down the back straightaway they go. Another driver that knows how to win out here. That rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. And on plate tracks, he's a bad man when he gets it dialed in, gets it going. I think he's trying to make a move there on Bob. Bob in the big black 77. Trying to bring it back in black and get it up to the front. But Robert Kahn right there with him. All right, so they got one lap in, so we have 4 more we need to get in before I lose my bet. That rattlesnake right now in the full throttle assault mode, trying to make to the inside line here. Bob trying to hold him off, trying to stay into it. Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, it's a pile up of cars right now, just trying to make moves around each other. Side by side off the corners, this time a lot cleaner on the runs. That's a lot better in my opinion. That looks good. Alfred had to go into pit road. Unfortunately, that spoiler has become an issue for him. He has no choice but to go in. Across out of turn 4. All right, here we go. We just got ourselves a race here, my friends. The battle in the front right now. Nick Kern currently in the outside looking in. Cindy Lakota Taylor and Tori Thompson right now lead the charge back up to the front, back where the rest of the field is. They're doing all they can to try to keep draft line, keep it in check and cool. But that's one thing you got to be very careful about is that little bump up to the top. Nice save there by Noah Healy. As that old 84 machine backs off and gets out of the way of trouble. Matthew Hofford right now, though, let's just say he's going to find himself in trouble in a minute. Oh, there's no 3 wide zones around here. There's no way they can clear it. Oh, maybe they can. Yes, they do. That a turn 4 gets away with murder there, but oh, that was close. Cindy Taylor and Warren Young on the throttle down the chicane. They are at each other's throat. This might actually be a race here, folks. They've got themselves a battle out of turn 1 and 2. Once more here, no harm or foul. And look up front, we've got ourselves a war. Robert Kahn, Bob Hutchins, and Chantel just been kind of staying low and staying out of it. They've been under control pretty much since that restart here, but the back is coming. It's a hungry bunch of wolves looking to make a move on them. And I think there's a reason why Formula 1 doesn't ever come down here, though. Whoa! Keep checkmate Taylor. There's zero way. He got really wicked loose off that one. Well, if you're wondering what it sounds like in there, here's an onboard camera here with checkmate. This is what it looks like in that car, man. It's just a scary thought. You're literally just seeing these guys go around at you and just almost taking you in for a ride. That's like the scariest feeling in the world. I don't know how the heck they're handling those cars, much as holding their line as much as they are. Stanley Chadwick saying, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Well, we'll go with that. Coming down the turn 4 here on the front straightaway. Everyone's still tight, compact here in the top 3, bound back. And Chantel's model pile now has to deal with Robert Kahn and that Havoline 21 on the outside looking in for a maneuver. 25 laps to go here. Bob Hutchins and them still at each other's throat, and I guess I owe $5 to producers now because I have to eat my own words. Yeah, I'm glad they got this going though, because to be honest with you, it was not the start I was expecting. Coming around back in, Warren Young right now. Good to see him back out here. He's rocking that number 1 machine. He is right there with them back in the field. I think they're trying to get a bit of a draft going around to the up front. They can't just challenge them up to the challenge up front. They have to kind of stay lower in between and keep a nice even pace here. They have to stay slow, if that's even a thing. You know, if you're wondering what kind of speeds these guys are reaching right now, well, let me just give you the little dashboard here. Yeah, you're reading that right. 240 miles per hour if you don't know what kilometers per hour means in this case. And that's just the one we got our eye on right now, that being Nick Kern. Right now the leaders up front are just full on attacking this one. They are just on their game and they're reaching up speeds of 245 miles per hour up there, while the rest of the pack is catching up pretty quickly here. You would have thought right now they were on iRacing Super Speedway with the speeds they're doing. Chantel throttle bottle though still has the race lead. Bob Hutchins and Con right now a little bit in troubles here, trying to see if they can get it taken back in. Con, he's just so desperate to make a move around the throttle here. Those two have a rivalry that stems back all the way to the plate tracks, and past that they go farther back than most even realize. These two just always love to go at it and race each other as hard as they can, but right now Chantel started in second. She leads off. Matthew Hofford, unfortunately, having to go into pit road earlier due to his little situation there. That draft of Jeffrey Oaks has really held down Cindy Colton Taylor here, keeping a nice and steady pacing, but the draft is starting to go away a little bit. They're needing a bit of a push here. But again, you don't want to push at all with these things, because if you push the slightest bit, you're going for a ride, because those things do not handle well when they do not have any center of gravity anymore. The USA Bomber machine now, that is key checkmate Taylor on the inside looking in. He's going to get a run off there, trying to make it work. Taking the onboard camera here. This is how close Jeffrey Oaks is to Cindy the Golden Taylor's rear right now. The speeds they carry is just far and away tremendous and out of control to say the least, but it is working for him. Now to the outside, Bob Hutchins trying to help out Robert Kahn by giving him a little bit of a push, and himself as well. But here comes the field right in between. They are charging quick, and they're coming in hot. Three drivers looking for the race lead. Bob Hutchins right now on the outside, got a little bit of a run there. But here comes the other top three here. The six now will move into position. Outside looking in, almost a three wide slip scenario. Oh, Chantel gets a little bobble there. Somehow manages to save it, but not by much. Oh my. I don't know how she held that one off. Much does not spun it, but she managed to rear it back in and get it cornered off. But Bob Hutchins takes the race lead away. We have ourselves a new leader. So for leading most of the race here, Bob now starts to tame it. Wow, no, they corner, they crash, big flip. Chantel's up on her lid. Up on her lid, upside down, and that thing has come to a sudden halt, and a crash caution is out, and that's a red flag right there. Ouch. Chantel, the throttle bottle, gets sent for the ride, which now brings us to the PTM instant replay. We're going to have to take a look at this one. We're going to go on the onboard camera here. You can just see all that power and all that momentum, and you can see actually the dust and grime on her car, on her sprint car there. You just see right there, just all over the place, crazy, and then upside down, trying to get it to save, but you can just see it was not going over. She's looking like maybe she's trying to steer out of it, but nowhere to go. That was your PTM instant replay. Tough break there for the throttle. Obviously, she was doing pretty good there, having a pretty solid race there, and then it looked like that little run Bob gave just ended up being a little too much, and now, well, you gotta wonder what they're gonna have to do here to try to make a move off that Bob. I thought he was going into pit road. He's not going in. Key checkmate Taylor stays out, or goes in, I should say. Robert Kahn stays out. Cindy the closer Taylor stays out, is what I meant to say. Bob comes to a sudden halt. What is he doing down there? Is he? Oh, now I get what he's doing. Oh no! Well, I get what he was trying to do, but what was that? Oh, he was trying to wait for the pace car to come around, but he ended up actually getting on the wrong end of the track and about took out Dustin Slodaker. I don't know if Sparky got any damage off that or not. We gotta take a look at the car here and see if he did or not. Taking a look at it here. Doesn't look like the Andreas 66 machine got any damage. 20 nationwide of Jeffrey Oaks is okay. You see the 88 there of old Torrey Thompson. He hasn't had the best kind of series or run here as of late. He's been trying to get back at it though. Sparko of Nick Kern right now, a little bit of damage up on that end here. Chantel Throttle Pile trying to get back out there as well at the moment. Matthew Hoffert, nice and cleaned up from earlier, so he'll still be down a lap or so, unfortunately, but he'll have a chance to get back into this. Todd Tufts as well, cleaned up and all taken care of. USAF, checkmate. Looks like everything's working okay on that one. No damage or nothing there that I can see. See if Bob Hutchins got any damage on his car. There is. Oh yeah, look at that right side. Hold on. Take a look at the right fender there on the front end of that wing. And you can see the scrape and bruises that's already on there. The rest of the car looks okay other than the rear end. You can see that little ding there in the back. It is damaged. I don't think it'll affect him too much, but I don't think he's going to be too appreciative of that. So it looks like he's going to go in and fix it up. Maybe he's listening to us from the broadcast and he just knows he doesn't want anything else to happen down there with that thing. So I don't know. Hard to tell sometimes. So they'll have 15 laps to go, looks like, on the restart here. And gotta give them credit. Credit's due. They had a solid effort on that little run there they had, but now they've got to try to bring it back and somehow get it stabilized again. But again, folks, like I said, this is not the only race we have going on here tonight. We do have one more race coming your way from our boys, the Fast and Fun IROCs. That will be the race down in Pocono. Looks to be a good one there. A lot of heavy hitters going at it, trying to play the even playing field. They did tell me earlier today that they said Pocono is probably one of the more interesting tracks on the schedule. I told them there's nothing you can get any more interesting about than what you guys did back at Old Texas Road Course, which to this day I've been looking around, folks. I've yet to find anybody that's called a Texas Road Course finish the way we had there, where it was a 0.000 finish. It was literally determined by 1/10,000th of a second at the line. The transponder is what it told us, and somehow, some way, I don't know how they did it or how it happened. But unfortunately, I can't say for sure. The iRacing said to us that we cannot use the footage. For reason being, they went apparently below the line, so that doesn't count, which I think is a crock of you-know-what. So hopefully we can get something here, something close to it here as we get back to the green flag there. As we're lined back up into position, we're back underway. 16 laps remain right now currently, and Dustin Sonaker on the outside. Nick Kern trying to possibly get a little runner or two off that. Noah Healy, what a race he had last night, pulling off his very first career win in the show and on the series. He run that down at Talladega and got a battle and a half there, trying to possibly keep the plate track momentum alive and win here. Got to run there out of turn 3 and 4. Everybody piled in, coming close together. It's a charge and a half up to the front. A lot of maneuvering, a lot of straight racing here. Man, they are giving it all they've got down there. The closer, Cindy Taylor, though, the GoDaddy.com 07 machine has the race lead. There's outside of her there, the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn leads the charge. This is pretty good side-by-side drafting right now. Pretty good racing on these guys and gals. And they are holding their line and keeping everything at bay. I gotta believe they're trying to finish this one out on the right note. Very interesting right now that Bob's actually staying in 5th gear. He saw the drivers earlier going into 6th, so looks like that gearing will be a big issue here later on. It will be interesting to see how that handles. But right now, some at 5th and some at 6th. It looks like those are at 6th are up front. As we go on board with the closer, Cindy Taylor. There is that 6th gear I was telling you about. The reason why she's in 6th is because she doesn't have to worry about that power and the momentum. I mean, rail. She's got a front straight line right in front of her. Uh-oh. Well, there's problems there in the back stretch. Noah Healy, I was just talking about a minute ago. He has crashed in. Looks like Jeffrey Oaks involved in that one too here, unfortunately. Caution is out. Caution is out. Alright, we're going to have to go back and take a look at this one. Find out what happened here to Noah Healy. Looks like may have been... Leading him back around. Looks like Noah... not sure. Oh, he definitely took Jeffrey out. Ouch. Yeah, a little hard to tell from that angle there. Producers, let's get back to another angle here. Let's take another look at it. I want to see from our chopper cam. To the chopper cam we go. Look very carefully on the third row back end. Watch Bob. Let's see if Noah drifts up a slight bit. Okay, so Bob did tag him, it looks like. Kind of hard to tell from that angle, probably, to you fans at home, but that's alright. We got a way to fix that. Let's go ahead and take a look on Bob's end here, because that will be the key factor to all this. We'll see if he did tag him coming off. But first, let's kind of refresh back to the front straightaway where they were running. Comes out of turn 2. Here comes the run here from Bob. Noah has to slow down tremendously. Bob has to go to the outside to try and not tag him. And there it is. See that little bump there. By no means do I feel like that was intentional. I think that was just unfortunately the inexperience of not knowing where that hood, where that spoiler is, where everything else is. So, but nevertheless, now they are closing in on the final lap, so they will have to get this one dialed back in. They only got really 2 more cautions they can do, where they really got to start worrying about this race coming to an end because of a time limit. There's one driver out here that knows that all too well and how to work that to his advantage. Well, I think you guys probably know right about now who that is, and that'd be old Dustin Sparky Sonaker. Still not sure how the heck that cat managed to do what he did back at Michigan International Speedway, but he did it for sure, and he got a win there. By all means, he was just flying high and flying hard, and it worked beautifully there for him that night. It was an impressive showing and an impressive race for him, but I guarantee you that he was not satisfied with that, and he's been trying to finish out a race in first on his own without the help of that little bobble there on any of the drivers. So as we get things dialed back in, trying to get them all centered away, get them racks stacked and all that, it's going to get back to the action here. Still a few laps left to go. Of course, we'll have about 10 on the restart, looks like. Unless we're going back racing here off this line here. Nope, no. The pace lights are still on the pace car. That means one thing there. We're still going under yellow. Next time by, the pace lights should come off. There it goes. The pace lights are off on the car. The pace car is saying, guys and gals, you know what to do. So this time around, we're going to the 1 to go now. And it is going to be very interesting to me to see what happens with Robert the Rattlesnake Khan, because we know he can be a little bit impatient on these kind of runs. If he smells blood in the water, he's not one to hold back. So we'll see if he does just that. This restart, in my opinion, though, is going to tell the tale. Bob Hutchins back up into the 4th spot. Looks like he's going to try to get a run out there as well. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to see what will happen here, but I got a feeling there, race fans, this is going to be a bit of a haywire scenario for some drivers. All they want to do is try and win it here on the show and win out in a car that most of them probably have never ran or never will run again. Some of them ain't shaking around with them. I know Jeffrey Oaks, he told me earlier today, he's playing around with these things a lot on the official Indy course races. And that was kind of what he was up to. He had a lot of fun with it, but I tested these things out, and like I said, man, for this track, they're not worth it. It's just too insane. I'd much rather get into an Xfinity or a truck car and then to run a truck than to ever run these things here. I even said point blank, I'd rather get the 87s out here and race those, because at least there I can just back off my throttle and keep my corners in and just make sure I don't lose it. These things are a whole nother ball game. And they are going to reel and deal them up to the front, waiting for the green flag to fly out. Lights come on. We're back underway. Keith Checkmate Taylor trying to go to the bottom early, get a run there on Bob Hutchins. Chantel going to try to work with Bob to get her back up to the front. Cindy the closer Taylor, man, talk about a restart and a half here. Kind of almost thinking she jumped the gun there. Hard to tell. She got a huge restart off that. Down the line through the chicanes here. Well, if Cindy did jump the gun, she's not exactly running away from the field. Here comes the pack here. And Robert the Rattlesnake on and Bob Hutchins in a little bit of a warfare. If I'm right now the closer, I'm thinking just block and defend, but watch out for the wreck as they crash right behind him. Big wreck, Slonaker, Todd Tufts, and Tori Thompson involved in this one. The caution's coming out. Caution is coming out right now. Oh, no caution. Wait a minute. Did the race officials not know what happened down there? What? They're not calling it. They are not calling the caution. Despite the fact there's a big wreck right behind them, they didn't call it. They're going to let him run. Well, this is interesting. I wish I knew what the race officials were up to down there. They didn't realize they got a pack of cars coming right there on the side. I guess they're going to let him run their race. Robert Kahn on the outside. Cindy the closer Taylor right there with her. I'm still kind of stunned right now. I think that's a stunned Esmiar's kind of move there on the officials. But I can see why they also want to do it. They don't want to cost anybody a chance at a good race here. But I still have my feeling on that here. But nevertheless, they're going to do what they need to, and they're going to run their race to the end. And I don't blame them. Now, Keith Checkmate Taylor and Nick Kern go for a ride. Caution's out. Caution's out. Big wreck. And now the caution comes out. Now, I'm going to be honest and objective for just a minute as well here, folks, that when they are in the manual caution stage, they don't have the race cautions on. So, they do have to work off of what the drivers are telling them. And there are times some of these drivers just don't have time to kind of tell what happened because it's already kind of too little too late, but let's not look at it. This is what happened. They're going to come around out of turn 3. A little bit of a situation there. You see Warren Young kind of drift down. Tori gets into there. And then bam! Right there. You can see Tori Thompson just take Sonaker and Todd Tufts for a ride. Sonaker bouncing and jumping all over the place. And Tori managing to get back on his lid. But at that point, the damage was already but done. And then here's where everything gets a little out of hand here. This is where the big wreck comes as well. You can see it right between here with Noah Heath. You're going to see it right here with Matthew Hofford and looks like Keith Checkmate Taylor here, so just kind of be aware of this. See what happened exactly. We're watching the instant replay here just to see what happened exactly. So they line it in. Well, was there a bump? Was there a smack around? Nothing there. Clean. And I'm pretty sure, I thought it was in turn 2 there that it wrecked. That might not have been. I can't, God, my short-term memory is showing today for crying out loud. Oh, there it is. So that's where we're going to have to go and look real quick. Let's go to the onboard camera here and see if Chantel ended up just kind of tagging them a little bit there on that run. Looks like there was a big run coming up there. Alright, here's the PTM instant replay. Another look at it. Checkmate all over the place. So is Chantel. See if it was a run and a half. Yep. Got a little too close and didn't take into account that swing on the front there. And once again, it ends up tagging another driver and costing them big time. But that was your PTM instant replay. And that will settle them back down and get them refired and refreshed back up, I guess. So I think we're pretty much on green, white, checkered stages now. So this is going to be the final laps. It's your 5th caution of the night. Dallaras race here for Pushing Limits Racing League right now. They've been strong, hard racing and some good side-by-side corner action, but yeah, I'll be honest, like I said, man, that start definitely kind of tore up a little bit of equipment, and the repairs definitely got tearing down quickly. But right now, the rattlesnake Robert Kahn has an opportunity, so does Bob Hutchins and Chantel Throttle Paddle, to still get to victory lane. Matthew Hoffer, despite the fact he had troubles earlier on, will now have a chance at possibly stealing one from him. A lot of drivers are having to go a few laps down, though, unfortunately, due to the circumstances there. And again, I will retrace back to what I said earlier about the race officials there. I'll have to say something. Again, remember, folks, you know, in the broadcast booth, we have no idea what the race officials are doing down there or what they have at it. And there's only a few of them that can, you know, work off of what they know and what's going on. So unless someone does call for cautions, you know, they have to speak up. That's one thing that they have to do. And it could have just been they just wanted to let them race and run their line. So I do say my apologies real quick there to the officials, but it just seemed when you see Todd Tufts, Torrey Thompson, and Dustin Slonaker crash in that hard, to be honest with you, I thought honestly it was just that was an easy caution right there that could have been helped out. But you know, they ran the race and kept it going, but you know, unfortunately, just kind of one of those circumstances. So I believe we're leaning closer to green, white checker. The pace car's lights are off, which means we're going green flag racing this next time by. Slonaker's still trying to catch up quickly here. Torrey Thompson and Todd Tufts back up in position, but they are not on the lead lap, so we're going to be only 10 cars on the lead lap here on the restart. Well, right now, the most winning driver and the most dominant of drivers, Cindy the Closer Taylor, as of late on the series and on the seasons, is going to be our race leader here. Will she be able to keep the momentum going and keep the power at bay? That is the question that remains unanswered. It's interesting to see what she's been up to and how she's been handling this car all night long. But Bob Hutchins, Chantel, and Robert Kahn have all been pretty much the timekeepers, if you will, for making the most moves in the most insane kind of positions to go. They're leading them down for the restart here, looking for the lights to come on. The green flag comes out. We're back underway. Here they come. Right back around here at turn one. Robert Kahn gets the pass on the outside, moves in inside, takes it from Cindy. But the throttle, Chantel. Oh no, big trouble, major trouble, big wreck on the front stretch. The race leader's crashing. And the caution comes out as Hofford avoids damage. Oh my, Nick Kern up in the air, up almost on the wall, out of the gate and out of the wall here. We just talked about it a minute ago and how hard these things are to handle and try to control, and right there might have just been what I was talking about the whole night. Oh, man. Well, to the replay we go. Let's find out what happened here. So we're going to see right here, Rattlesnake is going to get a little bit of help here coming off that run. We're going to see from our chase cam here, we're going to see a little bit of that run here coming off. Here's the 10 minutes of replay. Yes, we do have our drone cams working when we need to. Here's where Colin gets the run. Now, does Cindy tag him in that little spot? That's going to be my first question. Here comes Cindy. You can see her start to build a draft. Here comes the draft. No, Robert Kahn actually and Cindy, they both fell out of line. And they went straight into the yellow line, and when you go down there, it's actually slicker than shit up there. So, and unfortunately, they, well, lack of a better words, they just completely lost it in the turn. And they were trying to avoid, Chantel and Bob Hutchins were trying to avoid it, but unfortunately, they had nowhere to go and no room at all. So we're going to take a look at Chantel's camera here. Watch carefully. You're going to see Kahn. He's trying to tighten it up, but I think he forgot this is not a stock car or a truck. You can't just tighten it up that quickly. Chantel tries to avoid it, tries to get out of there, couldn't get an avoidance. That was a little sick moment there. Cindy the Closer Taylor just chopping right in front of her. You saw Nick Kern just kind of bounced around and crashed in hard there, unfortunately. So now we're going to 3 green, white checker restarts here. That will be their last opportunity to win this one. Matthew Hofford will have the race lead. Take note of that. He's not been in the race lead since he started this one tonight. Is it time for the Hoffer camp to finally take it in and win this one? That is the question. He's been at this game for a while. He knows what it takes to win and how to race with the best of them. But is this the time for him to control his own destiny and get a good run off it? He's got a little bit of work to do here. It's going to be interesting to see. Gotta be honest with you folks, tonight, man, it's been kind of all over the place with this race. You've had your start, which wasn't the best. Then you had a pretty good midway, where everything was just kind of more under control and on the reach end of the spectrum. Now it's just been, you know, can they hold out and survive for the last bit of this race? And right now, as we focus in on Hofford, it seems like he's really trying to survive and last out this one. Especially knowing what he has at stake, which is possibly to win for the first time on the series with Pushing Limits Racing League. He has got victories beforehand with other ventures, with obviously Pedal to Metal, and you know taking down drivers in the Dirt Series and winning there. But you know it's also gonna really be the main thing here tonight, is to see who will be able to finish out and survive to the end. They have 3 green-white checkered attempts. And tomorrow night, we'd like to remind you as well that we have ourselves another race with our boys in the Fast and Fun, this time with the Champion Power Equipment Series. They will be running the Cup cars over at Legacy Texas Motor Speedway. Not the road course, mind you, the oval this time, so just a heads up. As the pace cars lights come off on the track right now, they're getting ready to go back at it, racing here up in the corner section. Have they settled them back down enough to finish this one out? That is going to be the ultimate question here. They've been running hard all day long, but now is the time to secure and finish. And hope for the absolute best here as they get ready to finish this one out. PC Nation asking how many cars can a team field in this league. There's no teams in this league at all, but you can pretty much, if you want, leave a comment down in here if you are wanting to race with these guys and gals. You might be able to get snuck in there, so. We'll have the manager and the folks that control all this have a word with you and see if maybe they can get you in. But now, turn 4. Green white checkered attempt number 1. They are given 3. Will they be able to survive and conquer? The green flag tells the tale. We are back up and running. Here they go off the start. Running them down immediately out of the gate. Oh, here comes old checkmate Keith Taylor. He wants a piece of the pie again. Jeffrey Oaks trying to get a win as well. Going to the inside, looking in. Jeffrey Oaks and Keith checkmate Taylor on the gun. Offered right there with them. And look at the bad, fast momentum coming from Noah Healy. Big wreck behind him, though. Torrey Thompson crashes in the backstretch. Nick Curran follows in pursuit. Unfortunately, there's a pack of hungry drivers trying to get their first win. The white flag's coming out this time as they lead him down out of the front stretch. White flag is out this time. Here we go. We'll see who can hold it, who can survive. It's a close one. They are packed in, tightened up. Healy gets up a little on Oaksy. Oaksy managing to hold true. Hofford and Taylor are drag racing this one to the end. Coming to the line. 3 wide. So Bob goes for big time. He goes for broke. He goes for it. Oh my! Chantel gets a little bump in a draft in there. That tries to get through the corners. They crash out of turn 4 to the finish. It's a close one. They're leading it in. Hofford's all alone. Chantel's going to try to get him on the outside. No! Hofford will take it home. Oh my. And it looks like Chantel giving Hoffer a little love tap saying, congrats, you won this one. Next time it's mine, but oh my goodness. Well, I think it's been a while since we've seen him in victory lane, but I don't think he's too mad about that one. Matthew Hoffer takes it to the winner's circle and to victory lane. He is your race winner here tonight. He started on the pole, he walks away on the pole. The Target Coca-Cola Glad 28 machine wins it in a stunning finish. Sometimes it's a twist of fate on who can survive to the end, and sometimes you just need a little bit of a break in. Hoffer definitely got it. That was insane, folks. Here is the race results now coming up on your screen. The official results are coming in. Matthew Hoffer takes it home. Second to Chantel the Throttle Bottle. Third to Bob Hutchins. Fourth to Rattlesnake Rubber Con. Fifth to Jeffrey Todd Tuss. Sixth to Jeffrey Oaks. Seventh to Key Checkmate Taylor. 8 to Noah Healy. 9th to Tori Thompson. 10 to Warren Young. 11 to Cindy the Closer Taylor. 12 to Dustin Stoneacre. And 13 to Nick Kern to round out the field. Well, if they are going to come talk with us, they got to hurry it up because we're about ready to leave the show. They got 6 minutes to get anything in, so we know Chantel will not be talking with us here, so we will see if Bob Hutchins will join us here possibly. I don't know about that. So we'll go ahead and give the finishers here a little love and support. Bob Hutchins gets third, as you see right here as he moves it around, getting himself a little bit of run or two. Cause a little bit of smoke to kick up around here. Second going to Chantel Throttle Bottle. She already left the scene. She didn't want to stick around and talk with us, I guess, so. Get a better look there at Mr. Bob again. It looks like we had the thing running there, unfortunately. There we go, a little bit of a better stance there. Trying to let the motor blow on that thing at this point. Matthew Hoffer walks away with the W, wins it here tonight in a strong race finish and a crazy finish to say the least here. But it is him who takes home the victory and takes it all down to the winner's circle. What a night it has been. What a crazy finish to say the least here, folks. Well, time has come. We are going to have to end the stream here. And this one is going to come to an end. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor and a pleasure to call this one. Oh, hold on a minute. Well, I guess since you already joined in, Hoffer, we'll get you in, dude. Congratulations on a win here tonight, man. And what a finish you had to pull off just to get to that one. What was going through your mind when Chantel was kind of falling behind you out on the front stretch?
Holy moly. That was crazy. After spinning and flipping on lap 1, I did not think I'd be sitting here in victory lane. No way. That was nuts, but fun.
Well, you're talking with me right now, victory lane. So I mean, I gotta ask you, dude, with all that has gone through and come tonight, is this your first win here with these Formula One style Dallaras?
Yeah, this is my first win with the Dallara DW12. I've run them a few times before, but this is the first time putting it in victory lane, and feels good.
It does indeed.
Feels good.
All right, well, Hoffer, you win it here. You got the sponsors on the car. I got some friends and family tuning in. Who got you to victory lane, my friend?
Oh, Pushing Limits Racing League, PTM Racing TV for the broadcasting, friends and family watching at home, mom and dad. Thanks for watching every week, and just everybody that came out tonight and ran this track and ran this race. It was fun, and look forward to next week.
Congratulations again, Hoffer. Well deserved, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here tonight, Matthew Hoffer, as he takes it to victory lane. And now I have to leave the booth and get out of here because we need to head. I need to get out of the Shadow Realm and head straight over to, where are we going again? Pocono? Yeah, we're going to Pocono, so I got to get going. So I had a flight, get out of here to Daytona. I'm heading down to Pennsylvania. I'll see you guys in a little bit. But for now, be safe. God bless. Take care. Thank you again to Pushing Limits for showing a new series, and we'll catch you guys next time when the green flag flies.